Hi, this is Gary Kelly from the Real Talk Podcast. That's what the sign says. And I'm joined by Elise Bartolini, who is at her home dialing in on a snowy day.
Sure am. Thanks for
And I
having
know
me.
that if I said, let's meet in the office in Shrewsbury, you would have been there.
Yeah, I would have gone.
Yeah. So that's the way you are. So, Elise, you did 26 rentals last year.
Yes.
And how about sales and buys?
Oh, you had to ask me for those numbers. I think I don't have them in front of me. I did a lot last year.
So you were like maybe number two in the company.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I'm saying that to help our viewers and listeners say she's the real deal. She's a kick-ass agent, and it's great that she's taking the time to be on the show.
Thank you so much.
So, Elise, what's your secret sauce?
My secret sauce is don't let any opportunity pass you by. Always take whatever you can get and run with it. You know, every opportunity is a good opportunity.
So, the thing that differentiates you from other agents is just that you'll pick up any stone and turn it over.
Yeah. You'll see, I'm not I'll take anything. You know what I mean? I'm not above anything. I'm always learning. I'm always trying to figure out something new. I do rentals. I do home sales. I work with investors. You know, Somehow last year I found a family a home for $100,000, and a lot of people, at least what they told me, was a lot of agents kind of kicked them to the side because they thought it wasn't worth their time, but every now and again a squirrel finds a nut, and I found them a house, and it was great. It was so rewarding. They were so happy, so thankful. But at the same time, I did one of my highest transactions, which was $1.625 million. So, don't let anything pass you by. Just take whatever you can get
So,
and
one of the
run with
things
it.
that has always impressed me about you, and I'm going to tell a story, you're going to blush. Years ago, I was in a rental myself, and the back hallway, the landlord had never taken care of, just hadn't done. And long story short, Elise is there with a paintbrush. This was pre real estate. This was just scrappy Elise going after anything. Right?
I mean, you got to pay your bills somehow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
And, and I remember saying to her, I wanted to paint the floor. Okay. Now, I think a lot of people would have just simply gone to the store, bought something that said floor paint, and slapped it on. Elise, what did you do?
I did a lot of YouTube videos. Figured out what type of paint to actually use, how to prep the floor, and then gave it a go and then put stair treads on.
I that always impressed me that you just didn't take the easy way out, that you actually thought about it, and yeah, the floor looked good for years. Now that particular building's back in the market. I have not been inside. Have you?
I have not, but I'm very curious to see how those stairs kept up.
So am I. I suspect you can go over. The back door is always unlocked. I'm sure that you can go up and just take a peek.
Yeah, I think we're going to go on a field trip soon. So,
So that has always impressed me about you is your willingness to dive in on any topic, and you do that in the office too. If someone's talking about some new regulation or some new lawsuit, whatever, you actually go out and get information on it.
yeah, because you have to every day is something's new, something's evolving. There's always something to learn in this industry, and if you're not open to the changes and to what's going on, then you're going to be left in the past. So it's always best to get ahead of things.
So when it comes to buyers or sellers as opposed to rentals, what how do you skew? Which is kind of your predominant?
I personally like working more with buyers. If you invite me over to your house, I'm going to ask you for a tour. It's just that simple. Like I've been like that since I was a kid. I just love looking through people's houses, I guess. It's fun. It's a hunt. Sometimes it's frustrating, but it's different every single day. I've gone from Lynn, Massachusetts, all the way out to Springfield in one day. You know, I'll go wherever for a buyer.
I used to own
Sometimes I
property
love
in
too.
Lynn. I was happy when I sold it.
Yeah. I mean, sellers too are a lot of fun. You get to showcase a house. You get to like come on in, like come see what I have, which is equally as fun. But I think buyers are more are more my thing.
See, I prefer listings by far. I think it's the mental challenge of, how do I present this property in the best possible way is what I find intriguing, as opposed to, I'll draw the analogy to rentals where you're driving around looking at a bunch of properties. You can find the place that's absolutely perfect, ticks every box, and the people will say, yeah, we just don't feel it. And the analytical side of me kicks in, and I want to pull out a spreadsheet, and it doesn't work that way. It's
Hmm.
a feel. You walk into a place and you either feel it or you don't.
I mean, and I'm totally down with that. You have to feel comfortable where you're living. You have to feel at home, at peace. And I think I like the buyers too, is because it's more educational. You can teach them everything they need to know, because the first time you're buying a house, you don't know anything. You know what I mean? You have no idea what these terms mean, but that's my job, is to teach you, keep you on track, and make you as knowledgeable as possible. We both have homework to do, and it's, finding that perfect one. I mean, I've worked with buyers for like 2.5, 3 years. That's
How long
okay.
have you been in the business?
Next month will be 5 years.
5 years, and number two in the company. Let's
And
let that sit in for a minute.
that's wild.
No, it's great.
That's
You should be
wild.
very proud of that. I am, for you.
I'm definitely proud of it. It was a lot of hard work. It was not easy. And I'll tell you, my first year, that thick skin couldn't come fast enough, because there was a lot of tears and a lot of, I can't do this. Um, and then it was just having a really good tribe behind you. I mean, I know it sounds wicked cheesy, but I met with Andrea and I was like, I got to work for this lady. I just got to work for her. And, the rest is history.
Right. If someone wants to work with you, how would they reach out to you?
Call me, text me, 508-271-5211.
All right. Well, I wanted to thank you for participating in the show today. We'll have you back again and talk about something else.
Hey, thanks for having me.